All aboard your tech news, games, and deals caboose. First up, we have some Fortnite 7.2 patches and the new scoped little gun here. And we also have some Tesla, a bug bounty, and getting a free Model 3 for tech news. Let's start off with games. Fortnite version 7.20 patch notes. We get a cool new Scoped Revolver, and for Battle Royale, we get a glider redeploy as an item. This will actually take up an inventory slot. It has 10 charges, and you basically just press spacebar while in the air and it'll deploy. You don't actually have to select the item. There's a new limited time one-shot mode. You get 50 health, so basically snipers will one-shot you. It's a sniper-only mode, and gravity is set lower than normal. The revolver comes in epic and legendary with 42 and 44 shot damage, so get some good headshots with that. And gliders are jump to open, 10 charges. The minigun gets some adjustments, and it overheats after 6 seconds of continuous fire. And the reduced windup is by 37%, so it'll start shooting quicker, just overcharge. So you'll get some better shots in there. The heavy sniper rifle, the projectile trajectory, is going to be the same. It's going to update the others as the same, so all the rifles are going to have the same. So you only basically have to learn one shot of trajectory. Small minis are reduced from 10 to 6 in your inventory, so you only can carry so many. Zipline gets some improvements. You can change direction and it will accelerate over time. You don't get the max speed at the beginning. Some other changes where walls were built, mostly underground, is going to give you a free extra piece to build on quickly. So items that are building showing less than 30% above ground will give you the extra free piece automatically. So building will be better with those weird angled mountains and stuff. And then for the creative mode where you can build stuff yourself, there's a farmstead theme. You can basically just throw it down and it does this whole little thing for you, so you can build quicker and get cooler things going. And then there is a Frosty Fortress. This is something else you can quickly build, and this guy right here, the Next Wave 22, shows it off in the creative mode, and it's this whole little village, and you can go inside and check stuff out, and it's pretty frosty. And we also have some other little things from Save the World. They get a new wave of holiday and another skin you can purchase, so cool there. And then something else the Next Wave 22 also mentioned was this frozen ball at a Polar Peak, and apparently there's nothing in it, and it looks like he is about to die because he's a noob. Just kidding. And we have some other Fortnite news stuff to go over really quick. What better way to play some hide and seek than in a giant battle bus? So this is like the creative thing on the block. You can actually submit your little things, and this is from Cranier, and they built a Fortnite bus. He's checking it out, and it's a huge giant battle bus, and that's actually the world underneath. It's a 2D basically pixelated scale, but they have the different zones, so pretty cool little thing there. You can actually check it out yourself if you add the little code in the creative mode from the tweet right here. And we also have Epic sued over yet another Fortnite dance, this time by the Orange Shirt Kid's mother, Orange Shirt Justice Mom. So basically there is a couple other dance moves being sued over, and Fortnite Justice's mother jumps in on the action. It's being done by the same court, I believe, the same lawyers, and also the Orange Shirt Kid didn't actually win the Boogie Down contest, but they're basically, what it's going after is that he's being used for his creativity when he didn't actually win. But the contest rules kind of say anyone entering is going to basically be able to use all their dance moves. So maybe Orange Shirt Kid should get the grand prize, which is already got his dance moved in, but I think there's a V-Bucks extra maybe, so who knows what's going to happen. Probably not much. But we also have the Elder Scrolls for the second set of news, and they did a stream today about an hour ago. I didn't actually check it out, so let's check this out together. And it looks like there is a trailer. This is Dragons Have Returned to Tamriel. Will you help defend the Kashyyyk homeland from the winged terrors? I'll watch the cinematic trailer of Elder Scrolls Online Elsweyr now. So let's just check a little bit of this out. There's cool cinematics. You should check this all out yourself, obviously, but there's a little cute Khajiit. It's a cat human thing. Oh, there's some magic going on and stuff being pulled together. And what's gonna happen? I don't know either. And they start running. We won't play too much of that, you can check that out. But this looks like another chapter with some story, all new zones, a necromancer class, and more await you. So, Season of the Dragon, is there a date? Let's see the new tweet. Adventure on June 4th. So we have a couple months to wait, 5 months to wait for this update, but check it out and get hyped with the trailer. Looks pretty good. We also have the Left Alive. This is a new trailer showing off some dangerous zones and a glimpse of the invasions of Novoslava. And there's some story into it. There's a little bit of action and some actual fighting at 111, I think it is. There we go. Here's one of the main, you get 3 different perspectives. This is like a story style action game, and you'll get one of the perspectives that looks like as this character here. And then you can check out the other stuff, and that is coming March 6th. And this is a survival action shooter telling the human story of survival from the perspective of 3 different protagonists. And then here's some little actual gameplay footage. And playing your route, and it gets pretty intense. Left Alive, and there's some blood, we can't show too much of that. We also have Resident Evil 2 Remake's Tofu. So they're actually adding 2 additional playable characters, Hunk and Tofu. Tofu is literally a giant block of tofu, as you can see in the picture. So there he is holding a knife, and he doesn't have hands this time, but it's going to just be stuck on him. I assume it would have been stuck into him, I guess, but who knows. Also, we get him holding a flashlight with an invisible hand, I guess, and there's pieces of him missing, so it seems like some zombies already have taken their tofu dosage. So we have that, and then this is the older style version of him with gloves. And also, there may or may not be extra dessert skins for Mr. Tofu. Nobody knows yet. But we also have some more Pokemon news with the Hoenn region. This is an event from January 15th. So today, about a couple hours ago, it just started till January 29th. And we get more frequent Pokemon from the Hoenn region. And plus, if you evolve Shroomish into Breloom during the event, it will learn an exclusive move, Grass Knot. So you also see other Pokemon in the raid battles, legendary Pokemon, and you'll see some shiny versions to encounter as well from the 15th to the 29th, you Pokemon nerds. We also have some Nintendo and Switch data mines. This is a Twitter via Polygon. Cappuccino Heck has kind of data mined some of the SNES stuff for the Nintendo Switch Online, and we could be seeing these games coming to the Nintendo Switch for the online service. So a couple of the games that weren't, or that are kind of new additions to the SNES stuff is the Demon's Crest and Pilot Wings, along with other really cool games like Super Mario World and Super Ghouls and Ghosts, I guess, Kirby Superstar, yeah. And here's the actual tweet, and this is the list he mentions. And this was data mined through strings of code, and he noticed the sheer amount of SNES games planned. So we'll see what actually comes out for that. But we also have some Assassin's Creed Odyssey. These are games you can check out today. This is Shadow Heritage, and this is Akaya. And so it's a new story, and I think we need to blur some of this out. There's some ships. There's a new flamethrower that you can actually burn other ships with. There's some blood and stuff. And let's check that out. Oh, it is the new Chimera flamethrower. And then it burns other ships and kills a lot of stuff, and lots of people die. And then there's a bunch of story that's added into the episode, and there is also a rapid fire technique at 146. We can show this off. And you can hold a bunch of arrows and shoot fires as long as you have your stamina bar up. So cool stuff for Assassin's Creed, another DLC style stuff. And then Vane lands today now on PS4. And this is a deserty style adventure game, and you play as a black raven who transforms into a lost child. So you get two different perspectives while adventuring through this game, and there's a lot of like different world creation and mystery stuff to go through, and it looks pretty interesting if you're into some of the artistic-y stuff they do. So that is Vane, and that is on PS4 today. And then we also have The Walking Dead, the Telltale series, the final season. So this is episode 3. It came out today on Epic Games Store, and you can purchase that for $20. And don't worry, Steam users, you can still get access to it if you already purchased it on Steam, but if you're a new customer, you'll want to check out the Epic Games Store it looked like. And this is, again, episode 3, and there's some gruesome details of burning people. And let's just blur some of this out. Oh, Jesus. Oh, no. Oh, my God. Why did he look and watch that? That's so terrible. We also have some Steam news. So Steam kind of does a little recap of the 2018 year. They show off their giant numbers of 90 million monthly active users. So they talk about their upcoming game list and the developer stuff that they've kind of been doing. And then we get a look at 2019 and some of the stuff that they're going to be starting to implement over this year. Some of it look pretty cool with the store discoverability. So they're working on their recommendation engine powered by machine learning to give you better recommendations for your individual tastes. So it will learn more about you and recommend better games. We also have Steam coming to China, partnered with Perfect World. So China will get that in the coming months, it looks like. And then there's some Steam library updates, new event systems, and Steam TV, Steam Chat, and then Steam Trust. This is the technology behind trusted matchmaking on CSGO. It's basically detecting players and if they're cheaters or not. So this is coming to all available games. It was just on the CSGO at first, and so this will be rolling out, it looks like, sometime in 2019. So that will be good to be able to tell if you're playing with hackers and cheaters. So that will be good. And also there's a cafe program mode. Cool if you like to visit cafe and play Steam. We also have a Far Cry New Dawn PC specs and system numbers, and we get some more video card recommending 8 gigabytes of VRAM. So maybe that AMD Radeon 11 gigs will be pretty good at higher resolutions. So it's still 4K 60 FPS. You're going to want a 1080 SLI. Doesn't say RTX 2080 Ti, so maybe you need more than that. And also a Vega 56 in Crossfire X mode. So if you want 60 FPS in this game, you're going to be wanting dual graphics cards is what it's looking like. Or maybe a Titan RTX would probably do it. And if you're gaming in higher than 4K 60 FPS, maybe 4K ultra wide, then maybe you'll need more than the 8 gigs, and who knows? We'll have to see. But we have some comments saying, have you heard about the malicious DNS hijacking? We got some hacks coming up. We'll talk about that in the tech news, maybe. So tech news, we actually have free Teslas for everybody. No, just kidding. This is a Pawn to Own Vancouver. It's basically a hacking thing where they test security contests. And this started in 2007, the Pawn to Own. And people could win prizes by basically sharing and exposing security hacks and stuff. Some of the exploits they saw in previous years were sandbox escapes, mitigation bypasses, guest to host, OS escalations, my favorite sandbox escapes. Those were definitely the best. But it is this year on March 20th to 22nd. And there is a Tesla Model 3 is going to be the target for a lot of the testing and hacking pleasures. So this is the first time they actually jumped into the automotive category, it looks like. And there's going to be 6 different focal points, and we'll go into that in a little bit. But prices range from $35,000 to $300,000, with Microsoft giving away $250K prize for a successful Hyper-V client guest to host escalation. If you are a hacker, you'll know what that means. And some of the actual targets are autopilot. This is a $250K reward, it looks like. Here's some of the contest rules. You can check all that out if you're going. I probably won't be able to make it. And then there's 2 additional prizes. This is for the first round winner will actually get the Model 3, be able to drive it off at the end of the event on the 22nd. If you get the first person whatever the first round winner is. So you could hack and win a Model 3 Tesla or $250,000, either or, or both. And we also have some Intel Core i9-9990XE at up to 5 gigahertz. So this has been from Anantech seeing a bunch of documents and information from multiple sources. So this isn't like super confirmed, but it's most likely coming. And this is a 14 core, 28 thread CPU with a 5 gigahertz boost clock. So just let that sink in for a second. That's pretty high clock rate. And this is going to be an auction CPU. So you're actually not going to be able to just buy this. This is going to be auctioned off to OEMs. And it looks like the first one was going to be 3 system integrators will actually get to bid for this, each CPU. So they're only making a couple every single quarter. And I wonder what the price is, $5,000 per CPU. This looks like some extreme stuff, like what actually the auction goes up to. It'll be different every quarter, but pretty crazy, 14 cores. I would like one of those for streaming, just web browsing, I guess. But it's going to fit into the socket 2066X299 motherboards, and there's actually going to be no warranty for this. So the system integrators who are actually selling these will have to supply their own, or not at all, I guess. So pretty crazy CPUs from Intel, and we'll just have to see what AMD does to compete. And Snapdragon 855, we get some previews that show up to 74% performance improvements. So Snapdragon 855 is the mobile processor for phones that are going to be basically coming out all year long, starting this month. So basically, publication didn't run any AI specific tests, which Qualcomm says they haven't been optimized for yet. So there's going to be better improvements. But basically, here's some of the Antutu 7.1 benchmarks, and we see an overall score of 52%. CPUs are seeing 74% CPU tasks, and then GPUs getting a 43% improvement. So this is a reference design 855 phone basically versus a Google Pixel 3. So pretty interesting there. And the Apple's A12 Bionic chip is still going to be a little bit higher than the A55 in some of the tests, but we'll see what actually happens when more stuff comes out. And if you want to read a bunch more, you can check Anantech, and they have a bunch of graphs and 5 different tabs to check out different efficiency, but it looks like a good improvement over battery life and everything as well. So there's a bunch of stuff and graphs and lots of in detail topics to check out from them. Next up, we have Netflix is price hiking their streaming service. Not by too much, it's just a $2, which is percentage-wise kind of big, but their standard is going from $11 a month to $13. That is their HD quality with 2 simultaneous streams. And their basic tier is $8 to $9, so $1 up. That is just one device standard definition. And their Ultra is also getting $2 from $14 to $16. And this starts for new customers right away, immediately. And existing customers will see this price increase over the next few months, so probably next month it's looking like. And quick mention, T-Mobile Netflix on Us is going to cover this price increase. So if you have T-Mobile and you're already getting it for free, then continue getting it for free. So we also have some drone news with new FAA proposal. So this would let drones fly over people at night without a waiver, and over people in general. So basically what we see here is a sneak preview that her department, Secretary of Transportation, Elaine Chao, is basically going to remove waiver requirements for 2 key drone operations, flying after dark and flying over populated areas. So this will be good if you're doing stuff like that, and not so good if you're scared of stuff like that. So basically some certain conditions are actually going to need to be met. So some of that includes training, night training, and also outfitted with lighting. So you're going to be able to see it from 3 miles away. This is probably for other aircrafts and such. So that is some of the DJI stuff already has attachments you can put on. Lots of other drones have different attachments. You can add light beacons and stuff. So we'll see more of that. And specifically, they mentioned that there hasn't actually been any reports for small UASs unmanned aircraft systems accidentally operating under a night waiver anyways. So that's one of the reasons they're kind of doing this, because they haven't seen any accidents, it seems like. So, and then also drones over 0.55 pounds, so half a pound, would be allowed to operate over people if they met a set of requirements. And this is basically going to put the manufacturers into changing the systems, so exposed rotating parts that could lacerate human skin. So basically, they're basically trying to put cages around, because they believe that the propellers are the most dangerous part, because, I mean, that is what happens the most. People try to catch them and they hurt themselves, but having a drone, a 5-pound drone falling from the sky, depending on the height, would still either kill someone, and the blade probably wouldn't do that much damage compared to the actual weight, but there's probably, hopefully, some tests on this in the future. And this will soon be published in the Federal Register, and there it will have a 60-day open comment period. And then you can check that all out on TechCrunch.com, and this whole 206 pages if you want to read that. I haven't read it, so I'm just going off what the article said. And we also have some other kind of techie stuff. Police can't force you to unlock your phone with Face ID or fingerprint, judge rules. So this is just one of many things that have happened with trying to unlock people's phones, but a couple of days ago, it looks like the US judge denied a search warrant request, basically saying the court finds that the government request runs afoul on the 4th and 5th Amendment, and that today's mobile phones are not comparable to other storage equipment, be it physical or digital. They are entitled to greater privacy protection. So that's that. They didn't get to unlock this person's phone. So we also have another mention back in September of the FBI agents actually being able to use the biometrics to actually catch someone and get stuff out of them. So that happened on both fronts, not being able to do it and being able to get inside your phone. So don't put anything incriminating on it, or don't do anything bad in the first place, and you'll be okay. We also have NVIDIA drivers add support for RTX 2060 and G-Sync compatible monitors. So the drivers for GeForce came out today, 417.71 WHQL drivers. And basically, we were all waiting for GeForce to allow GeForce on Freesync monitors, async compatible monitors, variable refresh rate, so we can actually match refresh rate and FPS in games. And this works on both RTX 20 series and GTX 10 series, and that happened today. So if you have a FreeSync monitor, go try to update your drivers and see if it works for you. 12 of them have confirmed to be working, where the other 400 or plus tested monitors, you'll just have to try it out and see if it works on your specific monitor and see if you have any issues with it or not. But FreeSync monitors are the future, at least are way less expensive than G-Sync, that's for sure. We also have YouTube just changed how you navigate videos in its mobile app. So basically it's going to kind of copy some other top apps, and you can swipe left and right. I believe just left. No, you can go right too, it looks like. So you can swipe to the next video, whatever in the feed that you normally see when checking stuff out. And then it looks like you can swipe back and it'll keep where you were been previously playing at, it sounded like. So cool, this will be rolling out in the next couple weeks, I want to say. So cool little tech thing for YouTube. Don't swipe on this video unless you're swiping back and watching more, I guess. So cool there. And we have a couple of comments saying nerds. Yes, Pokemon nerds. People who play Pokemon in real life. No, just kidding. That's cool. That's cool. VR, AR style stuff. I love it. So we also have another episode tomorrow at 3 p.m. Pacific for some more tech news and games. And with that, we will be signing out. Pew, 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 pew.